Wesley from Harrisburg, PA. He said, you used to give fun behind-the-scenes stories from your trips. Can you do that again for the Penn State trip? I'm glad you asked. I never would have thought to include this in the show. Yes, I can. So yesterday was a very busy day, and it occurs to me sometimes that you guys are really fascinated with the logistics of how we go on the road as often as we do. So yesterday, I had a lot of commitments in Nashville in the morning, got done with those, swung over to Jesse's apartment and picked him up, went over to BNA, which is the airport in Nashville, flew straight up to State College because Matt Campbell was being introduced, and he's our boy, so we wanted to go up there and see that. And he was introduced at a press conference there at noon Eastern, and then a couple of hours later, we were set up in his office. I was in his office before he was in his office. And that'll always be a fact that lives in Penn State program lore. And we did a really good extended sit down with him, probably spent another 30 minutes or so with him off camera, just talking through the last month, man. Matt is the kind of guy who really, really foxholes himself during the season. And very few people are talking to him. Now, I don't try, but even if you tried, you're probably not talking to him during the season. And so when he comes up for air after the season, there's a lot to catch up on, especially because he had just taken a new job. So I got to tell you, man, I've been in that Penn State press conference room many times in post-game situations, and I have never seen it that full, which is understandable. The Penn State president, who I had never been around before, is one of the most impressive women that you will ever be around. And I think she took a very, very key role in this coaching search. And I think because of that, it yielded the best result possible. Now, the coaching search took 54 days, but they ended up getting the best candidate for the job, which is very, very weird because most of the time, if you take 54 days, it means you're taking option number 19. I don't care what the list looked like because I didn't respect much of the process. The process ended with the guy that I would have put number one on the list. So as far as I'm concerned, Penn State landed their number one candidate. They just pissed away a recruiting class in the process. But that's in the past. Future is now. Spoke to him a great deal about the recruiting class evaporating, about what they'll do. You know, you're in a situation now where, like, you come from a program, do some of those players follow you because they're free to? Do you want that? Do they match what you need on your roster? Like, all that stuff's going on, staffing situations. But it was a really, really good time. It was a really eye-opening time. There's still just a lot of sensitivity up there about the nature of the search. Quick 5-second timeout. Check and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It keeps it free. We love you. All right, back to the show. I mean, this is, if you're like a Texas Tech fan, I know you just watched this from a distance. These people lived it. This is a better part of 2 months. Your job was one of the first to come open and one of the last to get filled. And it is a shot to the pride because you feel a certain way about the status of your job. And when that's not reflected in the marketplace, it hurts. And you don't know. Is it just because our program secretly sucks or it's not desirable? Is it because there's been a little dereliction of duty in the way the job's been presented and shopped? You don't know. You have no recourse. You have no way to know other than going and checking what Sean Fitz is saying over on the Penn State On 3 message boards. And we all know how hit and miss that can be. That's a joke. Friend of the program, Sean Fitz. And hey, the other bit of good news was Gelby came with us, you know. I called Gelby, who lives in Los Angeles, on Saturday. I said, Gelby, can you be in State College by tomorrow? And he loaded up his 500 pounds of gear, and he headed up there, and he was set up there by the time we got there. 23 degrees, I think, when we landed. Felt a little colder. Savannah State came along. Savannah State had a good amount of FaceTime with Matt Campbell, maybe even more than we had, Jesse. So I was a little curious. I still don't know what they talked about. But it was really good to see him. It was really good to see his family up there. I think they will kill it. Point blank, think they'll kill it. Oh, by the way, the one-on-one we did with him has received huge traffic on the channel. But if you're unaware, we did a full 30-minute sit-down with him. Getting 30 minutes on press conference day on the first day you're in the building is a pretty big deal. So that's all on the channel right now. You can go find it. I didn't have Bradley make a thumbnail. It's just a screenshot of me and him sitting there. So, yeah, that was really fun. And then, so let's see, woke up, did Sports Center at 6:45, did Get Up at 7:15 and 7:30, went and picked up Jesse, took off at 8 o'clock, got up there at 10, which is 11 Eastern time, went over to the facility, went over to the stadium where the press conference was. Press conference is at 12. It lasts till after 1. We go back over to the Lash building, which is where all the offices are. We set up, we do the one-on-one. We get out of there about 3:30. We upload it. We get it edited and processed and fonted and graphicked and put on the channel by 4:15. We go back to the airport, get on the plane. Someone had put crumble cookies on the plane. And that's, I think, all I want to say about that. But they were good, but still unnecessary. And then we fly home and we eat on the plane, not cookies, but real food. And then we eat, time it up to where when you land, you can take your pre-workout and you can go straight to the gym and you can get there by 7:15 because it closes at 9, and then you get done at the gym at 9, and then you go home, and that's a work day. So there's the logistics part that someone asked about. Over at PateStateMaterial.com, as we speak, there are all sorts of different odds and ends that you can purchase for what some call the holiday season. We just call it Christmas around here. But it is my duty to inform you that it's December 9th. People are ordering a lot of stuff from us right now, and I have close personal sources in the FedEx and UPS communities that are informing me that shipping is pretty hectic this time of year. It turns out people are taking Christmas seriously this time of year. I say all that to say this. I know a lot of moms and dads listen to the show who have little ones who hopefully one day will grow up to listen to the show as well. But in the meantime, you want to buy some Pate State Little Freights gear? You better do it now if you want to get it in time. You want to buy that chuggy Christmas sweater? Merry Christmas, you filthy casual Christmas sweater, both of which I saw in abundance at our live show in Atlanta last week, PateStateMaterial.com. Or, it's not totally selfish if you just go get a t-shirt for yourself. It is the season of giving, and that includes the man or woman in the mirror.